No, I think, what's interesting though is to be able to see that shift, because growing up in Iowa, not similar to Minnesota in the sense of they didn't have pro sports in Iowa. So the high school coverage for girls basketball was huge.
Yeah.
I mean,
Same
you
here,
were
kind of too.
you would get, you could literally be on the front page of the newspaper, and so it was different moving to different states where, there's pro sports and there's things like that, so even here in Oklahoma, obviously, like Oklahoma athletics is so huge that, that covers a lot of the newspaper coverage. I mean, obviously with the Thunder, but, in the state of Iowa, it's different. There's not one professional team.
Yeah.
So people follow different teams, but it's the coverage of high school sports.
It's so interesting.
Yeah. Well, in Minnesota was so interesting. For so long, there was one Division I school.
But now there's
Thomas two, right?
Minnesota, but also the professional sports too. So I feel like it's not just focused in high school, but
especially with the Lynx.
Exactly.
Adding a WNBA team.
Yeah, that was
is totally different. But the state tournament was always so fun. I used to, recruit. I mean, I recruited the state of Minnesota for a long time. And what's so unique about the state of Minnesota too is so many players go to other states to play and historically have.
I think that's really strange. I don't know how that works or how you're allowed to do that, but
yeah. Well, no, I don't mean in high school some do in high school too or whatever. No, I mean for college.
Oh, for college.
Yeah, for college.
Not staying around for college.
But they do. A lot of the teams do
for
go for high school. Yeah. No, you're right. And there's a number of different, club teams and there's, a lot of different opportunities from that, that too in the state. So,
Okay, so Iowa, Minnesota, Oklahoma. Teach probably a lot of Oklahoma.
We have more snow.
Well, but I want another difference.
They have more snow in one day than we do for a whole season combined. In Minnesota, especially.
Do the Big Ten states, are they all known for something? That's the...
what's Minnesota known for?
Yeah.
Iowa's known for corn.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Lakes.
Yeah, I was going to say lakes.
Yeah, and isn't that your little stat that Oklahoma has more?
Yeah.
What is your stat again?
It is the state with the most non-ocean shoreline distance in the country.
I saw something on that, how Wisconsin claimed they had even more lakes than Minnesota, but what they characterize as a lake doesn't actually count for what Minnesota does. So if Minnesota was to count all their lakes and what they actually count as a lake, they'd have triple what Wisconsin claims to have. So
and Minnesota and Wisconsin are fighting. They didn't even think about having to battle Oklahoma in your non-shoreline. But yours is some kind of technicality. I bet there's a few asterisks in that too.
Maybe. Don't let those facts get in the way of a good story though. Right? I'm hearing Wisconsin is the Big Ten state of false claims, apparently.
Yes.
My husband's from Wisconsin.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted to get there. He's a Packers fan.
He grew up in Green Bay.
I'm a Vikings fan.
Vikings.
Are you a Vikings fan?
Yes.
Okay.
Although you have some Packer people in your family.
But she said whenever the Vikings
she counts. Your mom counts.
Not really, because she cheers for the Vikings whenever they play the Packers. So I'm like, how can you be a Packers fan if you cheer
for
the Vikings?
She just likes harmony. She just likes harmony.
That's what it is.
Yeah, she just doesn't want to fight with you. No. Your mom's very nice.
She is.
Yes.
Yeah.
How deeply into Vikings fandom are you? On a 1 to 10, would you say? Knowing that...
am I going to have to make you run when they play the Packers?
I hope not, but...
Maybe. Answer the question. I should have let you answer it first.
I would say a 5.
Okay.
You cannot be a 5.
Realistically...
5 is just eh.
I don't know so much history on...
Is that so you're not watching every Sunday?
Yeah, no, I'm not watching every Sunday. I'm engaged and I know what's going on. I'm just not fully watching everything.
Did you guys grow up watching?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
One of my favorite memories was, what do they call it? The Minneapolis Miracle with Stephon Diggs. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
That one play, that was my first, okay, I like football moment. So
yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I remember watching that live.
So this is crazy. As now an Oklahoma Sooner, one of the best Oklahoma Sooners, Adrian Peterson, was a Viking.
Yeah.
And his career preceded your first Vikings memory. So that's good to know.
Oh, yeah. That is.
I think that'd be interesting to Sooner fans watching.
Yeah,
I was a Vikings fan because my favorite player was Randy Moss, the one of the best receivers of all time.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, why are you a Vikings fan?
Randy Moss. I loved Randy Moss.
Is that the only reason?
I don't know why I didn't say that earlier. I don't know if I really caught that. Or, like, how'd you get away with not being a Cowboys fan? Yeah.
I never, like, disliked them. Like, I actually enjoy watching them and like when they do well, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think part of it was, like,
kind of struggle
I really
with
like
that.
Randy Moss guy, and it'd be kind of fun having, like, a different team. So.
That's cool.
But then they drafted Peterson, and I was like,
and then everybody
here's
became
like my next 10 years of fandom too.
Okay.
So
did you have a jersey?
I've never had a Vikings jersey. No.
Okay. Did you grow up as like a kid wearing jerseys?
Yes, for sure.
Okay.
Not like
how old
Oklahoma
were you?
City area kids today.
Today, yeah. Well, it's different.
Oh my goodness.
How old were you when the Thunder came? Do you remember? Was it like this pivotal moment?
Oh yeah, for sure. We got season tickets right away. I think like 7th or 8th grade. 7th,
okay, so that's
like
a cool time then too.
Well, it's such a unique circumstance with Hurricane Katrina and the Hornets.
Yeah.
Us getting that kind of test run with them, and then the league seeing like, oh, they did a really good job with this, and then the Seattle situation happening, and then so we don't have to talk about that. That's a sensitive topic for many. Not around here. We love it.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Okay, so because I don't know how long the Lynx have been. Were they were probably always
ever since I can remember. So I think it's been a while.
Did you grow up going to Lynx games? Like, did you get to go like a couple times a year?
We would go. So my cousin, once she started playing in the WNBA, that's when we started going to games. Before that, never really watched or went. So
oh, interesting. I know, especially with Minnesota, because they were like, you know, the standard.
And I didn't even really realize until started going to the games. So
oh, interesting. Yeah. Did you go to college game? I mean, now you're the only one of your siblings.
Yeah.
That really has gotten into basketball.
Just 2. So I'm a middle child.
Okay.
The older sister, she just played sports for fun, and then my younger sister does dance. So it's very different.
Girls,
but
gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. They complement each other well. Did you always get in trouble?
No, I feel like we were
like, you're kind of sneaky competitive though.
Yeah. Okay, I will say
I bet you cause more problems than you're letting off.
Maybe. I would say my younger sister and I, like, we're closer. We're, I think, 3 years apart. And then my older sister, she's 21. Okay. So my younger sister and I, actually no, my older sister and I would pick on her, I feel like. And I feel like I was usually the one leading the charge, and like, she's a little sneaky sometimes, but I eventually grew out of that. So
yeah. Did you go to a lot of dance competitions?
Yeah. Well, not as much competition. She'd have like local end of the year recitals where we would, like, she'd do all her dances, so it was worth it.
Did you go to every one?
Just about. So. And she still does them.
Wow. Yeah. Did you ever dance?
No.
Never?
Never.
Your big sister neither?
She did. I actually took one ballet class with her when I was probably elementary school, but no, I never danced. So
what was your reason? Like, because if your sister did it,
I know,
and you're younger,
I don't know why.
You just didn't want to do it.
I just played like all the sports. I did soccer, softball, volleyball.
So you're just naturally drawn to that.
Yes.
From the start. Was there like what do you think the reason for that is? Like, whether it be basketball or whatever else you were into, and how do you remember like, truly getting into those and loving them?
My dad, he is very competitive. He played Division II football, so I definitely took on more of his traits on that side. And my mom, she wasn't quite as competitive, so that's where my younger sister and older sister, I guess, got their, I guess.
I see.
Yeah, so.
We found that out. She's a Packers fan, but she roots for. Gotcha.
Yes.
The mom's very nice.
She's very nice.
Okay.
Her dad's nice. Your dad's nice.
He's just different. He's competitive, intense. So.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, like, do you feel like you see more of your mom in you or more of your dad in you, or do you feel like you have both?
I mean, I would say every day I'm more of my mom, but when it comes to basketball, I'm more of my dad.
Oh,
like,
interesting.
I don't necessarily show my emotions like him. Like, he's very animated, emotional when he's playing.
Really?
But I keep it inside. I still feel all those emotions, but I don't show
Do you guys
them.
do like family game night?
No, not as much. We do like family, like sometimes basketball games at our house and whatever, and can get a little intense.
That's fun.
Do you go against your dad? Does he like push you
That's
around?
always fun with, like,
That's funny.
Like,
Yeah.
Age differences in basketball. Like that.
Yes.
Can you guys do a family game night at your house?
Probably not yet.
We can't do it.
My wife didn't grow up she played like some sports, soccer a little bit, and she's a runner now, but it just was a totally different.
We fight. We can't even start.
Yeah,
We can't even start. Like before, they call people cheaters. They call, you know what I mean? Like we're already like, even my husband trash talks. Like I'm like, it's terrible. Like, you know how there's like the part of you as a parent that like sometimes, you know, wants your kid to, you know, learn how to win, learn how to lose, learn how to, you know, through games. Oh, we got throwing this, and then we run to a room, and then
Is that
we've
just
got
like a competitiveness?
I mean, I wouldn't put it under like the good parenting category. So hopefully it's the competitive category.
Yeah.
But yeah, they all think I cheat because like if I win, that doesn't mean I cheated.
Yeah.
But like they can't handle not winning.
Yeah. Where do you stand on like I know some parents differ on this, but like never let your kid beat you so that when they do, it truly means something, kind of a deal. Have you ever thought about
I mean, I believe in the never let your kid beat you.
that? Yeah. I agree.
I think my parents had the hardest time trying to navigate competitiveness with me. And I didn't know that at the time, but I look back now because we had to have a lot of lose with grace, have humility conversations. You know, I was a little bit more outward. I actually remember one of my AAU teammates, her dad was a defensive coach in the NFL in college. Okay, so crazy, right? And like super competitive. And so they had asked him one time to have a conversation with me. Steve Loney was his name.
Okay.
And I remember to this day, you know, because I was like a really, really bad loser. I'm still not great, but I'm better than I used to be.
Yeah.
And he comes up to me and he's like, all right, go for the jugular every time. But if you don't get it, then get back.
Yeah.
You know, like that was like the conversation. But it was like, you know, at the same time, it's like, yeah, of course you want to win every time, but you're also, when you don't, you have to figure it out. You know what I mean? And it can't be at the detriment of other people. Like you want to be able to be this competitor, and my parents were like, not the right message, you know, but like,
what we're trying to do here.
but you also want to make sure that they know how to lose when it's real, that they don't always win, that, you know, so I don't have the, oh, it's fine when you lose. And I don't have the, oh, let me help them win, you know, so I don't think it's like this profound moment in time that, you know, you build up to when they can beat you. I think it's trying to teach lessons of how you do it, but I don't have the right answers for it. I think that's hard.
Yeah.
What'd your parents do?
My dad, he wouldn't, like my mom would definitely let us win. My dad would not. And I feel like, for me, I'm kind of like you. I don't like losing, obviously, but
Yeah.
I'll show my emotions in the sense that I'm not satisfied, and that's how my dad is. Like, he wears his heart on his sleeve. He's just very emotional. My mom, she is too, but she's like, she'll hide that, and she doesn't.
Yeah.
So she definitely tried to calm us down and whatever. My dad, he's like, just be you. So.
Yeah.
Well, we talked about this in so many of these so far, in very differing like ways with each player, and everybody's kind of different situation. And as parents and, you know, young kids, it's all about, like, how can you in a healthy way help somebody have perspective they don't have already, you know?
Right.
So like, for instance, well, I was thinking about this when we were talking about letting kids play. My son is only 6 years old, but he loves basketball, shoots all the time, plays all the time, and he'll tell me something like, Mom says I'm good. I'll be like, you're all right. You know, you're fine. I don't know
Today.
about
Yeah.
that, but you're all right.
That's how my mom and dad are.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Kind of a balance.
Yes.
Well, and then, so the other day, like, I like to play golf. So he came it was the first time he'd come in a while, but the first time since he's been kind of interested in swinging golf clubs and playing, that he came with me and some of my friends to go play. And they had a couple of their boys too. It was really fun. And for the most part, I was just letting him putt once we got to the greens. One of them, though, I let him hit a drive from a big, long golf hole, 6-year-old, right? Because I was like, I just want him to realize how far, like, you know, hey, you have to learn how to do things the right way so that as your body kind of grows, like, this is how big golf is, how big a basketball court is. So I don't know. I just think I've been thinking about that a lot lately. I'm sure, Jenny, you probably have some frame of reference on that too, as much as you talked about your kids and playing basketball. But.
Yeah. Well, in all the sports.
Yeah.
And then it's interesting too, because how many sports did you grow up playing?
Oh, yeah. What other ones?
Soccer and softball were just a short time, but volleyball and basketball.
Yeah.
A long time.
So when you played volleyball, for example, how old are you?
I quit in 8th grade because I broke my finger and I had to be
You broke your finger? How'd you do that?
I was setting. I think I was. Yeah. So
and you clearly didn't do it right.
Nope. So I was done there because it cut me short.
Kept you from.
Yes, cut me from the basketball season for like a few weeks.
And you were like, oh, wait. At that point,
that's
where was your like internal hierarchy of those two sports? Was it pretty balanced?
I've always liked basketball the most. So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, volleyball is an interesting sport when you start. So I never played volleyball.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And because your parents, did they ever play volleyball?
My mom did.
Okay, so your mom kind of knew, and they want to. Yeah, and it's a great sport. And
I love watching.
It is
so fun.
I love watching good volleyball.
Yeah, that's
yes,
true.
yes.
I think this is maybe where you're getting to start.
Yeah, and I, as a parent, like, it's really it's challenging when you're in a sport that's like aggressive, right? Like our sport's aggressive, right? And especially when you're in middle school, like the more aggressive player wins.
Yeah.
Regardless of skill level at that point, most of the time, your most aggressive player is going to win. Doesn't mean in the long run that they're better. It doesn't mean any of that kind of stuff, but just in general. And watching my daughter play volleyball for the first time, I was like, the first time she was like running all over the court, and she's hitting the ball and she's doing stuff. And I'm like, oh, that's good. Well, that's not good in volleyball, right? Because in volleyball, like you have your spots, you got to communicate. And then it would get to like where she would just watch it drop right between. And then the two of us would go, oh, my bad. And I'm sitting there in the stands like, of course it's your bad. Of course it's your bad. Like, just hit it. You know what I mean? Because when you don't know, you're like, just hit it over. Like, just hit it over. Like, we're not at the bump set spike thing yet.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, just try to hit it over and like, just, And so I'm like, and then she'd look at me and I'm like, because I'm trying hard not to like overstep or because I really don't like talk to their coaches. I don't do it in basketball. I don't do it in any sports. And I'm like, all right. And I finally got to and my son's sitting next to me at one game last year and he's like, Mom, you really need to go do yoga. I was like, because I'm like, Jordy, for God's sakes, like just try, like run, like go hit it, but I'm not like yelling. I'm trying to like keep it. So and I try to like not sit by all the other parents because I'm like, they don't really need to hear my internal thoughts come out. Yeah. And once you start season, like it's a competitive time. Like you can't, like outside of the season, I can go and I can kind of watch it a little bit different. But when you're in, like you got like a shorter fuse. And I'm like yelling, and then I finally was like, okay, let's talk. And then she'll give me a look like, you don't even know, like you don't coach volleyball. And then I'm like, all right, fine. So I had this conversation with her last year. And I said, okay, here's the deal. You start talking or I can from the stands. Yeah,
nice.
And she was like, I'll talk. Because I'm like, I was telling her team that and they're like, yeah, and you would. I'm like, all you have to yell is, it's mine. Like, just hit it. Like, it's mine. It's not hard. Just if it's your area, hit it.
That's really funny.
I remember
your dad had to be like that.
Oh, he was. Like, my dad was just like that. But I feel like I've always kind of been more like
aggressive.
I'm quiet, but yes, I've always been naturally more aggressive, and like naturally I'll just talk even though I'm quieter. So he hasn't really had to. He definitely will say stuff. He doesn't have to tell me.
Oh,
he just says it to say.
How'd they do that? Because I have to tell my kids. Yeah.
I remember getting to the point where I felt like I was old enough and mature enough where I could like look at my dad and like, even hear, be like, or my mom.
Oh yeah.
Yep. My dad used to keep the score, so he couldn't talk.
Nice.
Oh, that's smart.
So like when you would check in, he'd just give you a look, and you're like,
you know what that means.
Yeah. Or when you're checking out, he'd just give you a look because he couldn't say anything.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's another 1 to 10 question for you. How much did you enjoy being recruited as a basketball player. And when did that start?
Yeah.
And when did you guys get to know each other for the first time? Let's dig into all that.
Yeah, I honestly would rate it an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
Because I feel like it kind of, like talking to so many coaches and people, it forced me out of my comfort zone and helped me with my like communication skills, which I think was a good thing. Obviously, the first few conversations I didn't enjoy just because that was hard for me.
Yeah.
But I grew to liking that. It was stressful at times, but for the most part, like I said, I enjoyed it. I know lots of people just were kind of sick with phone calls. I've heard stories and whatever, but no, I've always kind of like.
She does a really good job though of conversation. Like she does a great job of asking questions. You know, like
growth mindset, and like she liked the struggle
exactly
of learning that.
100%. I think you could see that in that too. But she was very, very good at asking people questions and natural questions, not like here's my questions I need to ask, just in terms of conversation. I think she does a really good job of that, which allowed her to go from Minnesota to Oklahoma, you know, and I think to be able to see that and see, you know, a different world, an intense world in the SEC, and to, you know, to take her game and to challenge her game. I think she has that. I think she definitely has that. I think she's hard on herself at times. And you can see that already, you know, and we're just in summer workouts, but it also, you're supposed to have those things that you learn how to turn, you know, those negative things into things that fuel you and drive you, and you mature in it and how you handle those things. And so you can already see some of that growth with the mindset that she has, but she does a really good job of asking questions. And I have learned over, you know, however many years I've been coaching, how valuable that actually is, and thoughtful, you know, not just questions that are questions that suit her answers. It's, you know, the how are you, but it's more specific type of questions, and she wants to get to know the people around her. So that's probably your mom too. Your dad too. No, you guys are very, like, they're just good people. And our process was a little bit one that I think her game, I think she developed as time went on. I think she's grown into her athleticism. She's grown into her body a little bit more. She's had some challenging situations, you know, through club basketball, through high school. They, you know, changed up some of those situations. And I think you could see that she could play, and then you could see like, okay, she's not quite in her body yet, you know. And then our question going into probably the last summer was like, okay, you know, because we're transitioning, right, from a Big 12 going into the SEC, and the physicality and the athleticism and having to play in that league first before you really understand it. But being able to watch her competing, you're like, oh yeah, no, she can definitely hold her own, and she can play, and she can get better, and she's going to be very, very good. And so we got to watch and talk through some of that. A lot of people people are like, oh, if you don't believe me, I'm out. You know what I mean? But it wasn't that we didn't believe in her. We wanted to make sure that she would be really successful. Like, she can be successful in our system, no problem. It's the whole package. And so it's been interesting to navigate that. And I think we had really truthful conversations, really good questions. She had a lot of different opportunities. And then I feel like when you came on your visit, it was like, oh, this just makes sense. It felt so great. It was like one of those that, you know, the clouds part and the trumpets play and all the things. Like it did. It really felt like, and I think it felt like that for everybody. Because again, like, people think, oh, she's quiet, she's this. And so, you know, you go and you tell the team, and they're like, she is not quiet. Like, she is, you know, like, again, great conversation, great questions, thoughtful questions, those kinds of things. So it was a fun process.
And you guys were my last visit. And I know everyone says that, oh, you'll just have that feeling. You'll just know. I was to like my 4th or 5th visit, and I was like, I still haven't had this feeling. But when I came here, it all was just like, it all made sense because I feel like we had those honest conversations. You guys had a plan. You had like the system that I think fit me really well, and just everything aligned perfectly. So
What do you remember? Was that your first time visiting the state of Oklahoma? When you came? What do you remember about that, and like just the visit in general, get to meet teammates, that kind of thing?
I loved my visit. It was, I feel like Oklahoma as a state, not too different from Minnesota, honestly, in a weird way. But then the
people
girls
are good people.
Yes, the girls were great. I just clicked with them all really well. You could tell that they care for one another, are selfless, and like want the best for each other, but also have like high standards for each other. And like same with you and your staff. That's one thing I really liked, was you guys were honest, down to earth, but high standards for everyone, like no matter your position or who you were. But yeah.
Do you feel like the same feeling that you had with the team? Because the team is a little bit different, right? We have way more people, you know, not way more people, but different people. You know, people graduate, change. How have you felt the transition this summer with the team?
Yeah, I think it's been great, honestly. Everyone, like I get along well with everyone. There's not one person who, I can't see myself being friends with, but no. Yeah, it's great.
It's actually been cool listening to, you know, because we've done a couple of these now where we've asked them about the freshmen.
Yeah.
What have been your thoughts on listening to them glow about these guys?
Well, two things, because it's Vienna, it's Lily, and it's Sina, right?
Yes.
Those are the three? Okay. I haven't seen Sina yet, but I've watched you and Lily play. I've been really impressed with both of you guys just in two very small, like, team workouts. They may not feel small to you, I know. I know. Summertime's hard.
No.
But I didn't make that a small thing. But it sounds like everybody else feels the same way. There have been multiple of these where we've talked specifically about Vienna, specifically about Lily. I know Sina hasn't been here quite as long. But, that's great whenever you immediately have that, you know, that you can relate so well with your teammates. It
makes it so much easier.
How
and
cool.
that's hard with so many new players.
No,
that's how my freshman year was. We had 10 newcomers, and I didn't know anybody. So, yeah.
Well, and how cool when somebody was like, "You're just a hooper." Your face was amazing.
I was like, "Oh, really? Okay."
Yeah, that was cool.
That's funny.
From Samaya's video, or did she say that?
She said it like just in a team setting one time. She's like, "You just." She did too. But but it was like really. Like seeing her face, you know, because Vienna is very like, especially the first week, you were like all business, like very, okay, I'm, you know, because you're trying to do everything right and you're trying, you know what I mean? And you're trying to get all these things and that's, you know, so you can already see them kind of getting comfortable. So to have somebody else be like, you're just a hooper, like it was pretty cool. It was fun.
Around here, while in Samaya, but
how have the workouts been?
I like the workouts a lot, honestly. Yeah. I mean,
harder or different or exactly what you thought? Not as hard.
I wouldn't say harder, just more, like they're more challenging than I thought in the sense that, like obviously adjusting to the speed of the game is going to be hard for everyone, but like the speed we go from like drill to drill with like little explanation, that's been the hardest part for me.
Yeah.
But I think once I fully understand everything, it'll all be smooth. But I don't think it has definitely not been harder than I thought, which is
Is that by design, this small between times from this drill to that station to that one? Is that kind of by design?
Well, you know, it's funny because you've been doing it. I've been doing it for a number of years now that like, I don't think that it's fast. I just think that you do it. But then when you have, you know, because freshmen always come in and you're like, oh my God, you know what I mean? It's like your first, like you go from 0 to 5,000, you know, because again, you think that you do workout, you know, and you've had great trainers, like you have great coaches, like you've had really good opportunities. And so, but there's always an adjustment, right? And the adjustment isn't always adjusting to the coach. It's adjusting to the intensity and the quickness of what the players just go from one thing to the next. So even our transfers have been like, whoa, we don't even get water, you know? And they're like, yeah, you can get water, just get it on your own, you know, like where you forget, like you don't, like we don't have like the meeting that you sit down and then everybody, you know what I mean? These are all the rules that we have.
It's so
like
informal, which I like a lot.
Yeah, and I'm like, we literally have 3 rules. Be a good person, make good decisions, and then we have to have a follow OU compliance and rules and laws, right? Like, so that's kind of our third rule. But
all that stuff
I know, because it's, you know, I mean, that was my adjustment coming from Drake, where I'm like, I got 2 rules. I've always had 2 rules. And then all of a sudden they're like, well, what about all these things? And I'm like, we're just going to put it into one. Right. Don't break the law, everyone. Okay. And so, so that's kind of, you know, the standards that they have. And so what's been cool is to watch how much growth actually happens between your freshman and sophomore year. Because your freshman year, you are like overloaded. What I think they've done a really good job of, and really all 3 of you have not been so overloaded. Like you've had a lot of information, but you're grasping it extremely quickly. And I think that's going to be a superpower of your class.
And it's so helpful to have all the upperclassmen who are like, everyone's so helpful and just talkative and encouraging, and like they're talking you through stuff on the sidelines, which is also helpful. And obviously we can go to you guys too, but
there's good leadership on the team.
Who do you feel like some of those leaders are on the team?
Honestly, all of the returners, I would say, especially Sahara, Brooklyn, even Keziah. Like because I feel like I'm next to Keziah a lot in lines and stuff, but they're all super helpful.
Yeah.
We were kind of talking about recruiting there, and I wanted to ask you, let's dig into kind of who Vienna is as a player, so fan base can kind of get to know like what to expect from her and those types of things. I thought it was really impressed was the word, but I was talking to Derek and Josh as we kind of prepared for these today. There are a lot of good schools in the Big Ten area. You don't see a lot of times schools from, down here or other parts of the country going in very easily. You can speak to this much better than I can. Going very easily and plucking players out of there. So I think that's really significant. So if you want to talk about that a little bit, and also just kind of dive in, like what can you expect from Vienna as a player that you like, and then we can get some of her.
There's a lot of things I have. What's your favorite part of your game?
My mid-range.
Tell me more.
I like getting to my spots, not necessarily just creating, but just like flowing into my spots, rising up. Because I feel like the three, and obviously I know that not all coaches love the mid-range. Like I know lots of schools prefer obviously 3 and 2s, but I just feel like it's harder to guard, and I've kind of grown into that game, but just got to work on being more consistent with it.
How did you develop like a love for that? Was that people running you off the 3-point line so it came easy, or like you prefer that to getting all the way to the basket, or what? I don't know. Dive into that even more if you would.
Honestly, both of those.
Okay.
That was my biggest area of growth within the past 3 years, getting to the basket. I've definitely gotten a lot more comfortable with that, but I've always just been a shooter first. And like you said, people running me off the 3-point line, that kind of forced me to just pull up. And then also I feel like I've had a size advantage too, for the most part, over almost everyone I've played, especially in high school, and that's kind of been easy for me to just pull up and rise above my defenders. So Cool. That's what I'd say.
But you're more shifty in your mid-range than you are just a traditional pull-up jump shooter. She's not that.
Yeah.
You have more shiftiness to your game. Did you play a lot of one-on-one?
I did, with my dad and my trainer. So.
Yeah. And you can tell she has a good feel for the creation of the feel of the game. You know what I mean? There's a lot of, her mid-range doesn't always just come from a traditional pull-up. It could be a turnaround. It could be an into dribble. She can counter. She can, she's got really good footwork and a really good feel for her defender. And that's something that you can see that, especially when we go live. Right now, you teach so much spacing, you know what I mean, that they're trying to learn from it 100%. But I think where she's picked up a lot too is I think her ability to separate from a screen. Even today, I was really pushing her in making a read out of that.
A ball screen or
nope, just a screen.
Okay.
Yep. And so in how and the angle of it, and the thing that will be really unique with her is she sometimes thinks in what's right, what's wrong. Did I do good or do I do bad?
Black and white.
However, I think that's how you're kind of what people think at first, but that's really not you. She's way more gray and she's way more feel than what her personality kind of comes across.
As far as how she reacts to maybe a player?
Yeah, I think so. Okay. I think so. But that's how her game does. And so I correlate so much of your personality in the way that you play too. And so she's shifty and she can feel, and she's, she's not straight lines. She's real fun to be able to kind of play with and against. She's a really good passer. She can shoot the ball, which is why she can get to her mid-range too. So, so much. So it's, you have to guard her. And but I she can just play make, and I think it's more of a play make is where the mid-range comes from, because she can pass, she can shoot it, she can, she can set something up and then with a fake or with her footwork to then get to another look, and there's sometimes people want it right away. And it's like, she can take a second to make the read and to kind of see where other people are kind of cutting and stuff. So I'll be really interested. I think she has so much potential to grow so much in a year, and talking just a few minutes ago about how much I've seen our sophomores grow from their freshman year.
For that.
Yeah, like hers will be a whole different level. I mean, she'll still grow so much, but it will look different. Everybody's will look different, but she's just got that feel for angles and understanding. And so I'm going to push her in a lot of that, where I think at first it's going to be like, oh crap, I'm doing something wrong, instead of, no, let's just advance your thoughts and advance the way that you're thinking. And I pushed her probably quicker than I do a lot of people.
You said some things in there that are interesting. As my playing career finished and my watching a lot of games, whether that be the Thunder or OU, both men and women, one of the things I've started to really develop a love for in a player is, and it sounds like you think Vienna is this way, and I noticed a little bit too, just very briefly in a couple of those sessions, but like I can tell that player has practiced, because so much, like you're either more athletic than everybody and you can just pump fake a 3-point line, you get all the way to the rim. You get all the way to the rim over and over again. This was kind of me. Like, I could just always get there. So then some of that, like, mid-range stuff, I really had to work on that because I like playing there too. But I love, and there's no better example than SGA right now. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, of like, he's trained so much his mind, his body, his skill set to be able to live in all these different pockets of the floor and know. Then there's all these other levels to it as well. But I think that's my favorite thing about a basketball player is when they have that. It sounds like Vienna's got some of that. Is that something that you like? Who trained you into thinking that way and preparing that way and knowing what your spots are?
My trainer back home, he's definitely taught me to learn how to get to your spots, learn how to like counter off your spots, and not just like one shot or like one specific move off that. So he's kind of taught me to, like you said, feel the game. I'm definitely more of a feeler when it comes to going through stuff. So I think he's definitely taught me that. Just reading off my spots, reading the defender, countering, and all that.
Yeah, no, I would echo all that. And I think that's going to be her biggest. I think that'll be her biggest growth. I think the other thing that will be, because she's sneaky athletic too, and using that is going to really be helpful. Because even right now, it's the lines back farther. So it's like, it's a little bit harder, the 3-point line. Yeah. And then exactly. But then it's also, okay, how do you, she's starting to lift weights more, right? Your body changes more as you get older. And so even the power of coming off the ground changes. So, right now, there's times where you're a freshman in the summer and things are short. But then it's like for her,
I got to college. I used to be able to jump, but I can't. You
build it, right? And so it's, the heavy leg days, and it's like you're lifting before, and it's like they're like, oh, it's not going in. I'm like, yes, but you're like right on, like you're fine. Where we can see that, and where it can just give them fits on if a shot goes in or doesn't go in, or and I'm like, remember the line's back. You're trying to get off the ground, you're building your base right now and learning how to really elevate over people. And so, right. And so if you stay with the process and not worry so much about an outcome, then, it's all going to be really good. It's just, sometimes it's hard for us to know that.
Yeah.
But you get in the gym a lot too.
I do. I have to get my own work in too, outside of what we do.
What's your practice routine? Like, do you have where you have to go form shoot so much?
Yeah, I have to do my one hand form shooting, step back, 2-hand, and then just get my mid-range feel in, off the dribble, threes. So I have to just feel the court,
Does it throw you off if you go right into it?
Sometimes. She'll be like, are you warmed up? I'm like, yes.
I know. I try to give them a couple minutes, but it's like they're used to 30-minute warm up. I'm like, we don't have time for that today. You're coming right from weights. There's a short window. But I think you're already learning to go faster. Well, and you already have like one of the managers, Luke. He's always like ready to go. He's like, okay, let's go. Let's get your warm up in. And yeah.
So
what do you like? You're up to this point. I know it'll be different with traveling and all that stuff at the college level. But what have you liked your game days to look like? Like, do you take a nap?
Are you superstitious, by the way? Sorry.
Yeah. No,
I'm not, because that'll throw me off, I feel like.
Okay, good.
So,
if you didn't or weren't able to,
like you don't have to sit in the same spot or eat the same snack.
I do have to eat the same stuff because I just have to
well, you're into nutrition too, though.
Yes, I'm very much so into nutrition.
She's kind of up my alley in that.
Hey, there we go.
Good. Yeah, but I have my my routine with like what I eat in a day on game days, and then my stretch and mobility routine. But I'm sure Parker has all that stuff ready for us in season. But
stay tuned for a road trip. Smoothie bar.
Ooh.
Sit down, sissies.
That's
Sounds
right.
Good.
No, she's all about it. And it's actually, that's one of the things that we probably bonded on some of that where I'm like listening. I'm like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like she's into
some of that stuff.
Yes.
Yes, for sure.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no catfish nuggets here.
Catfish special. Fridays. What else have we not gotten into? I feel like we've hit on a bunch of great stuff. There's one thing I just can't remember what it was that I was going to ask, but it's not there. So we'll get asked right now. That's for sure.
Not about Minnesota.
No.
Do you say Minnesota?
Oh.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
I don't know if I do.
Do you say Wisconsin?
I would never guess you're from that part of the country.
Really?
Ever.
Okay, when I first got here.
Just from how you talk, at least.
Really? When I first got here, I think like 3 people in the first week when I was here, like, are you from here? Do you have are you from out of state? I'm like, yeah. So, that's interesting.
You don't say Wisconsin, do you?
Wisconsin.
Yeah, you say Wisconsin.
I remember watching...
A boat?
Boat?
This?
About.
Oh, about.
You just say about?
Wow. About.
Yeah, see, there it is.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
I
there's
gotcha.
tiny things there. I remember the series Making a Murderer, which I believe was Minnesota.
I have no idea.
I don't know what that is.
And their
Making a
accents
murder?
We're not talking about the contents of the show.
Oh.
Yeah.
But their accents were really strong. I was like, these people sound crazy. And I
Never heard of it.
Have some sort of a southern accent, but there you go.
Do you? Do you say y'all?
Oh, absolutely.
My kids are saying it. I haven't, but every once in a while I think I say.
I feel like
I've heard you. I've said like you all.
Why would you?
But I don't.
That's my question.
I think it's the I don't know.
Especially once you know it's a thing and
I don't know.
says it.
It's really funny because when I first got here, my son had like this speech impediment with his R's. My husband sounds like he's from Canada half the time, right? That's why I started saying all those words because he's from Wisconsin. And my youngest, her when she was in daycare, her teacher was like real twangy, so when Hope was here, she had turned 4 when she got here. So she was 3 going on 4. And so she'd come home like twangy as all get out, right? And she'll pick up everyone's accent. Now she's trying to act like she's Issy and acts like she's British, and she'll be like, you got me. And and so she would say all this stuff. I'm like, we sound like the weirdest people in our house because we got like everything going on.
You tell Aaliyah apparently often just do normal things.
Just be normal. Just act normal. I'm going to tell her that too because she gets too hard on herself. I'm just be like, just be normal.
Just be normal.
Just be normal.
Learning through that.
You're going to learn so much this year and you're going to love every minute.
Yes.
What's something you're looking forward to about the SEC? Like you chose the SEC, obviously. Mm-hmm. You watch a bunch of it.
Oh,
obviously,
yeah.
if you're watching,
probably not until after, like last year.
Yeah, not until I did it, honestly.
Yeah.
Did you watch all the Big Ten
yes.
basketball?
I assumed I would go somewhere Big Ten, honestly. But
yeah.
No, I'm excited for the SEC just because it is the best conference and very competitive. And I'm just excited.
I think you're going to love it.
I always like to ask this too for folks that are leaving their home state to go away to college like you. When you were growing up, did you ever have this like natural feel like, oh, I'm always going to stay around or I'm definitely leaving here one day? Like, where did you fall on that?
Yeah, I definitely thought I would stay close to home, but clearly not. Yeah.
So
it's actually not that bad. It's not that bad.
No,
like there's a direct flight and it's like straight 35, just straight.
Yeah.
It's not a close drive by any means. It's not like you can do it.
Yeah, it's very doable.
So
I don't know if how are you on that? Because I wanted to stay around bad if I could. I don't know what that was about me, but
I don't think I even had anything.
So you were just
yeah. I mean, my recruiting process was so different than how it is now, but I didn't. And then honestly, when I got the opportunity, I think it was also different because it was like, you didn't know. Like I looked at the schools that were close to me because that's what I looked at. And I was on this little like AU is not, you weren't going to these national tournaments like they do now, where it was like you're getting interest where you start to think about stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or I didn't have that. I wasn't like highly recruited by a lot of these guys, but like,
yeah.
so mine was a little bit different.
Yeah.